If the Democratic Party becomes the likes of Zohran Mamdani, who, by the way, I like, I'm not trying to throw any shade on him or anything like that, but if the Democratic Party becomes him, you have no chance. You have no chance. On a national basis in terms of the presidency, in Senate seats in the House, you have no chance. You have no chance. I want to be very, very clear about that. You might have a Democratic Socialist sprinkled here and there, but that ain't what America is. America's about capitalism. America's about dollars and cents. America's about an economy, a flourishing economy. Okay? And you know what it's not about? Free stuff.
All right, here with reaction, Outkick founder Clay Travis. Well, it's his party, first of all, and I say that affectionately to Stephen A. I love the guy. And so, but you also, it's the party of Jasmine Crockett, AOC, the Squad, Grandpa Bernie, Pocahontas, and the likes of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. They don't want to criticize any of these radicals because they know they're not really in charge anymore.
I think that's right. I think it's also, Sean, a function of the fact that Trump has fundamentally broken the Democrat Party. Because what do they stand for? We're in the middle of what I think is the greatest 6-month run that any of us have ever seen of a start of a term of any president of any political party. And what they are doing is slowly making, because of the smart moves of the Trump White House, Democrats move more and more into the insane camp. I agree with Stephen A. completely there. I'm sure you talked some and have discussed the University of Pennsylvania suddenly remarkably deciding, hey, we're going to apologize for giving men women's championships.
We're going to get to that in a second. Yeah, we got a lot to get to.
Yeah, it's just a sign of sanity returning because of Trump.
I mean, I agree with your point. There has never been a 6-month whirlwind like this of any president in our lifetime, for sure. And there's a poll out that even showed that, you know, he has higher poll numbers than even Reagan at this point in a term, and which is pretty remarkable. All right, speaking of sports, to quote the great Howard Cosell, speaking of sports, I don't know if you remember the day, the thrill of victory, agony of defeat, huge win for women's sports. UPenn has agreed to ban transgender women from their female sports team following the Trump administration civil rights case, stating the school violated the rights of female athletes. The university will also strip Leah Thomas of her titles and restore all individual swimming records to female athletes who lost to the transgender swimmer, along with sending apology letters to each and every one of them. Meanwhile, the jealousy against the WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark, look at this. It's now reached a new level. Fans ranked her first in the WNBA All-Star voting process, and the media ranked her third. Her fellow players, they ranked her 9th among guards. Fans went to social media, rightly expressing their outrage, calling out other players for jealousy, bad attitudes against Caitlin Clark, despite her success on the court and the incredible impact she's had on women's basketball. Rising tide lifts all boats, Clay, and it's amazing what that girl has put up with. And she doesn't go after them. She has so many opportunities. She can go after all these people, flagrant fouls, you know, racial comments that have been made against her, and she doesn't.